The US stock market has been bullish during the week that ended on 23rd August. If we check the market sentiments that prevailed over the week, the fear and greed index with respect to S&P 500 currently reads at 53 on week's close. So it is in the neutral zone. We all know that it is a kind of oscillator which oscillates from extreme fear to fear zone to neutral to greed and then extreme. And when market corrects in the overall uptrending market, it reverses back to the extreme fear zone. 1 week prior, it was reading at 35. So it was in a fear zone. So the market sentiments have certainly improved over the past week. If we check the market momentum, this is SMA 125 period moving average, simple moving average. Currently, the S&P 500 is trading much above SMA 125 period. That indicates that the market is in extreme greed zone. So the sentiments are really bullish in the US stock market. If we check the put call ratio, the 5-day average stands at 0.69. Options are the contracts that give the investors the right to buy or sell stocks or index. So this is indicating that the market is in greed zone. Let us check the volatility of the market. The market volatility is more or less at par with 50-day moving averages. The VIX against S&P 500 is currently more or less kissing to simple moving average 50 period. And it indicates that the market is in a neutral zone. Now let us do the technical analysis. Let us do the technical analysis. This is the weekly price chart of S&P 500 index. The index closed in the last week at 5,634.6 and hence it was bullish by 1.45% on a week-to-week basis. If you look at the price action, the market is forming a bullish candlestick pattern 3 weeks in a row. Earlier, we have discussed it has formed the rounding pattern formation and there was a breakout over here. And since then, the market is correcting and respecting EMA 21, which is a short-term moving average. Now, if we look at the price action, if we calculate the target with respect to the rounding pattern, it has attained the first target and then this correction took place. So it was well expected that the correction will take place because the price was overextended. At the same time, first target got attained. So now price has reached to the almost all-time high. S&P 500 has made all-time high of 5,669.67. And currently it is trading almost quite close to the all-time high. So obvious little long-term target for S&P 500 is 100% expansion with respect to this rounding pattern, which comes at around 6,292 level. So still there is a cushion for upside move for S&P 500. Since we have seen the fear and greed index is in a neutral zone, the possibility of market going up is higher than the possibility of market going down. However, correction might take place. Even if the market consolidates, the correction is likely to be limited. Now let us go to the daily price chart to check the recent price action. Look at this trend line. Price has taken support and support. There was a breakdown of this trend line. On upside move, what has happened? There is a breakout of this trend line with a breakaway gap. So what it is forming? Prior trend is bullish. So this could be the potentially upcoming cup and handle kind of chart. So immediate resistance it might face at all-time high level, which is 5,669.67. But once this supply area is taken out, then will be a breakout of a cup and handle pattern. And if we calculate the target on the basis of cup and handle pattern, post breakout, the next target is obviously 6011. So market structure is bullish. Bulls are well in control. After this complex correction, what we call is the ABCD pattern, the market has recovered quite sharply. And there has been a minor correction on 22nd of August. But during the last trading session of the last week, there is a formation of an inside bar. That indicates that there is a lack of downside momentum and the market is almost ready to move up and finally will make an attempt in the next week to give a breakout of this upcoming cup and handle pattern, which will push the price higher to 6011 level. So overall structure is bullish. Short-term trend, intermediate-term trend, and long-term trend is bullish in S&P 500. Now let us go and check Nasdaq 100. So Nasdaq 100 made an all-time high of 20,690. And then this correction started. Let us understand why this correction is taking place. So there was a breakout of this trend line, counter trend line. And if we combine with this rising trend line, it was a breakout of a symmetrical triangle. And subsequently gave a breakout of a rounding pattern, a long-term rounding pattern, a chart pattern. So once it attained the target of symmetrical triangle here, the correction started, which was well expected. So the price is currently respecting EMA 55. It has respected here. It has respected here. So whenever correction is taking place, price is respecting EMA 55 in weekly price. Let us go to the daily price chart to understand the price action. Now what we have seen here is, if you look at the support. So it was a kind of minor distribution pattern. Left shoulder, head formation, right shoulder and a breakdown. When price recovered, it gave a breakout of this trend line, which was earlier acting as a support, should have acted as a resistance. It did also here for a day. And then there was a breakout with a breakaway gap. So the market action is quite strong and robust. Bulls are well in control. Now, if you look here, during the last trading session, there is a formation of an inside bar that indicates there is a lack of downside momentum. So this area is a good support in Nasdaq 100. If you see here, there is an existence of a gap. There is an intervention of EMA 21 and EMA 55. So zone between 19,000 to 19,240 is an important demand area. And this trend line, which was earlier acting as a resistance here, will act as a dynamic support in Nasdaq 100. On upside, there is an existence of a gap over here. So immediate resistance could be at 20,165, where the gap exists and this gap is still remains unfilled. So immediate supply area is 20,165 to 20,690, which is an all-time high. But here too, it is forming a rounding kind of pattern. Price may consolidate here and then give a breakout of a cup and handle kind of continuation chart pattern. So where will be the next target? The next target potential is 23,800, which is 100% expansion of the symmetrical triangle, what we discussed in the weekly chart, as well as this will be the potential target of this upcoming continuation chart pattern. If we calculate the target of this upcoming continuation chart pattern, the first target comes at 22,900 and then 24,900. So next potential target could be to 23,892 to 24,409. Targets of any chart pattern is the minimum expected objective. And that is why we always believed that riding the trend and trailing the stop loss is always a good idea in uptrending market. Now let us move to the price chart of Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. Let us go to the weekly price chart. So in weekly price chart, what we see, This index closed at 41,175.09 and hence it was bullish by 1.27% on a week-to-week basis. Price consolidated here in a range-bound manner and gave a breakout. Here too we can see there is a breakout of a rounding pattern. This is a breakout of a rounding pattern. And then the market structure is higher highs and higher lows kind of market structure. Now the price is quite approaching fast towards the all-time high it has made at 41,376. If we calculate the target of this rounding pattern, this is the rounding bottom pattern which gave a breakout over here. If we calculate the target of this rounding pattern, let us see what happens. So it has already attained the first target and then this correction took place. However, EMA 21 in Dow Jones Industrial Average Index is respected and is acting as a dynamic support. So on this trend resumption, the next possible target could be 245,100 level, which is a 100% expansion with respect to the rounding bottom chart pattern. Let us go to the daily price chart to understand the further price action. What we can see, there is an existence of a gap which was created on 15th of August. So this entire gap would be a good support area. And there is a confluence of EMA 21 and EMA 55. So this zone is a good support area, 39,800 to 40,000. However, there is an intermittent support because the last candle of the last 2 weeks, last day trading session is a one white soldier candlestick pattern. So it forms the short-term intermittent support at 40,518. Here too, it is forming some kind of continuation chart pattern. Can we see here? This was the area of resistance and this has given a breakout with a formation of a one white soldier candlestick pattern. So if we calculate the target on the basis of this breakout, the next target comes at, in short term, 42,350, then 43,256. So overall trends remains bullish. It might face a little resistance at 41,378, which is a psychological resistance, being an all-time high. But ultimately, it is preparing itself to move towards 42,350. So overall trend in US market indices, S&P 500, Nasdaq 100 and Dow Jones Industrial Average is looking bullish. Short-term trend, intermediate term trend, long-term trend, all kinds of trend are bullish. And there has been a very sharp recovery after recent time, healthy correction in the US stock market. So I will be expecting your comments in the comment section of this video. In my opinion, there is a possibility of market going up is higher than the possibility of correction. There might be a consolidation, but the correction would be limited considering the price action that we have discussed. What do you think about whether the market will go up in the upcoming week or will market correct further? Your comments are invited in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.
Willing to succeed in the stock market? Join DK's Diamond Club channel membership for fundamental and technical analysis. Learn strategies and risk management to stay ahead of the curve. Join now and attend our weekly meetings every Sunday.